Whenever a WWE superstar gets released, fans look forward to when that superstar reveals some dirt, pulls back the curtain, and confesses some secrets. I'm Kevin, and here are 5 confessions WWE superstars made after their release. Number 5. Austin Aries. Just like AJ Styles, Austin Aries was seen as a top wrestler who was operating outside of the WWE. That is until the former TNA World Champion finally joined WWE in January of 2016. And many fans were glad to see him show up in the promotion. The superstar had a brief run in WWE overall and was out of the company in just 18 months. Rumors began to spread that Aries was difficult to work with, and therefore WWE decided to part ways with him. Following his release, Aries was on a media conference call where he revealed that WWE Creative might have found it difficult to work with him. Probably didn't like working with him because he often suggested changes to what the creative team had provided him. After 17 years in pro wrestling, Aries felt he knew what would be best for his on-screen character. Aries surprisingly revealed that even a wrestling veteran like him did not have creative freedom in WWE. He spoke about how it was difficult for the writers to change the script for him and get approval from the higher-ups. I mean, he was pretty creative in WWE. Come on, the guy wore a banana in his front pocket. Number 4. Alex Riley. In 2007, WWE signed Alex Riley, who had the looks and the charisma to become a top name in the company. While the superstar had a good start to his career, his push was likely taken away by WWE some years later. Riley was paired with The Miz coming out of NXT, which was then just a competition reality show, but he did not get over as fans had hoped. He then transitioned into a commentary role and was released by the company a couple of years later. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, Riley confessed that he and John Cena did not get along behind the scenes. He disclosed that the disliking by Cena had an impact on his standing in the company. Later on, former WWE producer Arn Anderson confirmed this and stated that the 16-time world champion was not too fond of Riley. Anderson added that Riley and The Miz worked well together around this time, and Cena reportedly offered some help to Riley, but the up-and-coming WWE superstar wasn't enthusiastic about it. Wait, he wasn't enthusiastic about a 16-time world champion giving him some advice? Couldn't he see it? Could he not see what John Cena was trying? Oh, that's right, you can't see John Cena. Obviously, that might have derailed the situation between the two and led to the events which we are now aware of. Riley's done pretty well for himself post-WWE. Check out his cameo in Season 1 of Glow on Netflix. Number 3. Jack Swagger, now known as Jake Hager. After joining the WWE in 2006, Jack Swagger enjoyed a steady rise in the company. The former WWE World Heavyweight Champion had a noteworthy run there until his release in 2017. Prior to signing with All Elite Wrestling, he headed onto the independent circuit and revealed that he believed that WWE likes to chase the indies, possibly disturb their shows. According to Swagger, WWE used to host their shows wherever a certain indie promotion planned for a big event. Although WWE books their shows several months ahead of time, Swagger confessed that he thinks WWE likes to schedule shows around the same dates as other promotions to kind of cut into their crowd. This story has not been confirmed by anyone with WWE, but is quite the theory to put out there. Swagger is now under the All Elite banner known as Jake Hager and continues his side work in mixed martial arts. With live shows returning very soon, it'll be interesting to see how WWE and AEW continue to compete in the new revived live event platform. Number 2, The Revival, now known as FTR. The Revival was seen as many as a top tag team in WWE. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson had a good time in WWE NXT, after which they moved up to the main roster. However, the two men struggled to find their footing on Raw and SmackDown and failed to make a huge impact on the main roster in the long run, despite capturing many championships. The Revival was released from their contract in 2020, and some fans saw this as a major surprise. However, Wilder and Dawson had been looking for the release from WWE for some time, and the duo expressed their displeasure at their creative direction in the company. The Revival joined AEW soon after and rebranded themselves as FTR. It was then that they made the surprising confession that WWE Chairman Vince McMahon is probably not a big fan of tag team wrestling, that they worked more matches than anyone in 2019 but got paid less, to which they felt WWE didn't like investing too much in tag team wrestling and the idea of an old school tag team like them. Number 1, Wade Barrett. Nexus made their big debut in WWE in 2010 with Wade Barrett as its leader. Barrett led several NXT superstars onto the main roster and demanded that each member should receive a WWE contract. contract. The faction got into a heated rivalry with John Cena, the top dog in all of wrestling. Barrett was sure that the faction would go over WWE's top star at SummerSlam 2010. They went into the event knowing they were booked to defeat John Cena and his team, but the plans changed. During an interview with Inside the Ropes, Barrett revealed that when Arn Anderson informed him of the finish, he was confused. The former Intercontinental Champion added that he asked Anderson why Cena was going over when Nexus really needed that big win. Arn Anderson reportedly told Barrett, "You've got to talk to Vince McMahon about this." Slowly, all the members of Nexus were released by the company. Barrett was released by WWE in 2016 and made the confession regarding the on-screen booking of Nexus almost a year later. Since Cena has been one of WWE's top superstars for the past few decades, was one of the highest at that level in 2010, it comes as no surprise that WWE decided to lay low on the Nexus for a while and stick with the C Nation for the victory. It'll be interesting to see how much more is released about the Nexus in an upcoming WWE Network, Peacock documentary about the noteworthy faction from over 10 years ago. Over 10 years? Man, that makes me feel old. That'll do it for our list today. What did you think of it? Are there other confessions that you've enjoyed from WWE Superstars after their time in the company? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and make sure your notifications are on so you get all of the latest content from Sportskeeda Wrestling.